Welcome back to Prep Recruiting Insider, PRI. We're here at Cello's in Metairie. I'm the head coach of PRI, Rick Gailey, along with our Prep Recruiting Insider, Renee Nadeau. And today we are joined by the head man of the Landry-Walker Charging Buccaneers, Coach Emmanuel Powell. Coach Powell, thanks for being here with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Always a pleasure.
Coach, you're one of our favorite people coming on here. 12 years in coaching, 8 years as the head coach there at Landry-Walker. And recruiting process. You are a father figure, a coach, a mentor, advisor, and everything. How is the recruiting process? How you kind of keep a handle on things? Because sometimes you got to watch the guys don't come in the back door and get to your players and stuff. How do you monitor all of that?
Through communication with the kids and their parents, just being able to explain how the recruiting process goes and being able to have conversations with those coaches and let them know that, the first level of defense is myself, and, I'm always going to do the best thing for the kid at the end of the day.
And because you can do things for the players that all the other people that want to get involved can't. You're in charge of making sure they have grades, not only that they're good enough, big enough, tall enough, fast enough, and play football good enough, but you're responsible for their academics, you're responsible for their conduct, you're responsible for so many things. There's so many people on the outside want to kind of horn in on that, street agents, I call them, or street recruiters.
Yeah.
It's an all-year thing, isn't it?
It's all year round. It used to be that it was probably 6 months out the year, but this is an all year round job now with all the things that's happening in the social media and different aspects of the game now.
You got a target on your back. Every time you step out there, you guys, everybody is shooting to beat you guys. Every week is a tough week. You have a tough one this week. Tell us about the character and how good is this Landry-Walker team this year?
Well, I think we showed true character. We started the season off 0-2, and we came back and fought adversity from there. And we on a winning streak of 3 straight games right now. That just shows the true character of the team and true leadership of our senior class.
Because it is difficult, no matter how good you are talent-wise, to lose your first 2 games, no matter how good the opposition is, and keep everybody's confidence up and to keep them involved and buying into what you're doing. Character's part of it, but your coaching staff's got to buy into everything. There's no questions.
It's no doubt about it. It's a tribute to our coaching staff and to just our administration of being positive and continue to keep us along the line with just understanding that, it's going to take some time because we got off to a rocky start, but at the end of the day, just getting the fruit of our labor at the end of the day.
When you finished your days at Landry-Walker, you chose the Utah Utes, and Jim Fossil, coached in the NFL, was the head coach up there. I remember you blocked a punt against Ty Detmer team at Brigham Young, and you played against Marshall Faulk at San Diego State as a safety. Why was the Utah a good fit for you, and how was that experience playing up at Utah?
Well, the experience couldn't have been greater. Just being able to go out and see parts of the world that I've never seen before, and just being diverse. I just love the atmosphere of being out in Salt Lake City.
A little bit different from Louisiana. When you first got there, now, let's even go back to your visit, okay?
Right.
When you first got off the plane and stepped out of Utah, did you think you were anywhere in the United States?
Freezing cold. But I enjoyed the visit, and I loved it so much that I, initially signed with them. So I'm just happy to be a Ute for life.
How did your life change, for the better? Getting away from home, I'm sure, a little homesickness at first, not the same food and everything, but how did that help you grow up, that experience going all the way to Utah?
Well, it helped me grow up as a young man, and it gave me opportunities and open doors for me. And, at the end of the day, I had a great education and people that were really work with me and, turned out to help me be some of the man that I am now.
And Renee mentioned big matchup this week against the John Ehret Patriots. District showdown. The winner of this has a big leg up to winning the district championship at Hoss Memphis. Ken Trahan and I are doing the game both on radio, WGSO 990 AM at 7 o'clock, but also for sportsnola.com. Talk about how your preparation has gone so far.
Well, our preparation has gone pretty similar to what we do every week. We don't try to make any game any bigger than any other game. We prepare the same way. We try to treat each team with respect and go in and try to find the weaknesses and strengths. And then we prepare from there like any other week. And at the end of the day, hope that all goes well, and then we come out victorious.
You're a survivor, Coach, and I know that for no other reason, you came from a family of 15.
Yes.
So it had to be interesting around dinner time.
It's extremely interesting, always around dinner time.
And how was in a house, with that many family members? How was that?
A lot of love, a lot of caring, a lot of sharing. So, just being able to, being raised in a household of 15, it was a blessing for me because I was able to learn from my brothers and sisters, older brothers and sisters, and be able to teach the younger ones. So, it's always a good thing.
And before we talk about some specifics, because I need some secrets about preparing for Ehret so that we can sound like we know what we're talking about on the broadcast. As you mentioned, a rough start against Curtis and Carr, but since then, that's pretty tough to have those two, and you stare at St. Aug in the face.
That's right.
0-2, but you persevered. You've turned it around. You've outscored your last three opponents, 141-30. So let's talk about defense. How did your defense really start to get things turned around?
Well, execution. Being able to go out and execute the defensive schemes, and the biggest thing for us is not shooting ourselves in the foot with penalties and turnovers. If we don't do those things, we're going to be in every ball game in the fourth quarter and have an opportunity to win.
We got 4 young men coming on here in a little while, all being recruited, heavily recruited. New Orleans and surrounding area is very fertile area for college coaches. A lot going to the NFL. Why is the New Orleans and surrounding metro area so good in talent every year?
Well, I think just growing up and seeing those kids compete such, and then they get to high school, and it's the same competition level, and it's just growing more and more in Louisiana, and people are starting to take heed to Louisiana in football.
And we've talked about some of your preparation for this week. I thought that was great, Coach, that you respect every opponent, prepare exactly the same every week. That's what winning programs do. Talk about your coaching staff. You mentioned them before as a group. Talk about your coaching staff and what their responsibilities are.
Well, my offensive coordinator is John Johnson. He's a product of Ehret-Walker, ex-quarterback for Ehret-Walker. Actually played for Frank Wilson for the Ehret-Walker when they went to the state championship there against John Curtis. And the defensive coordinator is Dennis Christopher, who's also played on that same team, and he's my defensive coordinator. So we have some people who've been around a little while that knows football, and we just get them to prepare and be ready to play the following week. And no different this week than any other week. When you play the likes of John Curtis and Carr and St. Aug, hey, you didn't play some of the best in the state, so no different.
This year, you've knocked on the door in the past. This year, you want to kick the door open. Why can this team be special and be different from any other team in the past?
Leadership. We have the senior leadership. We have, you're going to see when the 2 seniors that come on today, Keaton Thompson and Tevin Bush, we're led by those 2 guys just as a team. And just having leadership at the helm, at the top means a whole lot right now.
That's Coach Emmanuel Powell of the Landry-Walker Charging Buccaneers. We appreciate you being here today, Coach. That's really great. Some great insight into that big matchup with the John Ehret Patriots. Maybe for the district championship, even though it's still early in the season. We're here at Cello's in Metairie, right in the heart of Metairie. Let them cater your next big event. You will love it. This is PRI, Prep Recruiting Insider. We'll be back after this.